Hi, Aquarius. How are you? Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. It's been a long minute, hasn't it, Aquarius? It's been a while. Here we are. I'm getting some stuff done. It's kind of nice, actually. It's kind of nice to be doing this as opposed to lifting boxes, unpacking boxes, cleaning. So here we are. I'm ready to do a reading for you. I'm looking forward to connecting to your Aquarian energy. I was calling you guys vapor the other day because you remind me, like, as much as you're an air sign, I feel like this sense of water from you, which makes sense too with the star card. You know, balancing the waters. It's almost like vapor. It's like taking emotions and thoughts and concepts and vaporizing it so that it actually becomes mobile and into a new dimension. So Aquarian. What have I just walked into? Oh, very Aquarian. Okay. So I'm going to do a High Priestess reading for you. We're going to find out. First, we are going to pull out a Witch's Oracle card for you. And at the end, I will read the Incantation. So you'll get that. We're going to look at what your superpower is, your potency. Your kryptonite, which is your weakness. Your nemesis, what makes you stronger. Something that kind of you're probably dealing with throughout most of your lifetime, or at least through a major cycle in life. Keeps popping up, but it's going to make you stronger. And what your next assignment is, or your path, your journey. Oh yeah, and then there is an extended as well. The link is at the top of the description, and we will look at how your future and your past pull and push you, how to make that move better, all that stuff. All that stuff. But right now, let's get started. Aqua baby. Aqua baby. Okay, Witch's Oracle card for my Aqua babies. A Witch's Oracle card for my Aqua babies. Aqua babies. Triple Goddess. Oh, wow. Powerful energy. That's like the Maiden. I always forget the middle one. The Maiden, like the Mother, and the Croon. The Croon. Sorry, anyways. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. You know what I'm saying. Alright, so you're going to give that incantation at the end. And we're going to start with your Energy Oracle deck. An Energy Oracle deck. We are going to use this Energy Oracle deck to find out what Aquarius is, at least right now. What their superpower is, their potency, what their kryptonite is, their nemesis, and their next assignment. My superhero Aquarians. You know, I want to say it too, just because people ask, and this, I don't think this deck is easy to find. People ask about this deck a lot. I didn't buy it online. I bought it from, it's called Mystical Paths, a shop. It's, what is it? It's maybe about 15-20 minutes outside of Bancroft, Ontario. So they don't ship. But this particular Witch's Oracle, I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't know if somebody is curious. It's by Marla Brooks and Anya Khan. A-U-N-I-A Khan. K-A-H-N. God! Alright, so just had to do that for all the Star Trek people out there. So, your superpower is contract. Your kryptonite is action. What's taking action? Your nemesis is a broken heart. Oh, it keeps floating around. You know, I was reading somewhere about Aquarius. Aquarius energy being one of, like, often the brokenhearted, because just not feeling like anyone gets you, man. Your next assignment is strategy. Wow, this is like, kind of got heavy energy. Got heavy. You have indecision but cornucopia. So, not to worry. If anything else is to be learned in this reading, regardless of what decision you make, but you do need to make a decision. I'm feeling that because your kryptonite is your weakness. Your, Lord. Your action is your, oh, you can't see these. I'm so sorry. Your action is your weakness. Action is your weakness. There, is that better? I have a tendency to knock them off. Indecision. whatever decision you make, you're leading yourselves to cornucopia. You're leading yourselves to great abundance. But you need to make a decision. So, I'm going to pull out another deck. Now, this is a deck I only started using like yesterday on the channel. Because I've been having some trouble connecting with it. I've only ever had one other deck that I had so much trouble connecting with. And I just actually didn't connect with it at all. Actually, the picture scared me, to be honest. I don't remember what it was called, but the artwork scared. Like, I found it scary. It's kind of like the kind of scary. So when I was a little kid, my grandparents had, you know, dogs playing poker. You know that artwork? My grandparents had that. As I got older, I loved it. But as a kid, it used to scare the crap out of me. And it was right by the stairs to go upstairs to bed. And I was like, oh, I gotta look at that before. It scared me. That's what I felt like with that other tarot deck. This one was not like that at all. It's just so much, I've discovered there's so much to unpack. This is the Muse Tarot, if I didn't say it. I'm not ready to pull cards yet. 5 of Emotion, the 5 of Cups, and the Knight of Inspiration, the Knight of Wands. You know what? I feel like not being able to move emotionally, so using your passions, your creativity to move. That's what that feels like. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in this deck, and I think it just took a long time for me to really start unpacking it. Now I'm using it. And typically, I wouldn't really use a tarot card. I would use just oracle cards for this reading. But this is this tarot deck is very much like oracle cards because there's so much to unpack visually from it. Okay, so continuing with your superpower is Temperance. Wow, talk about balance. Contract and Temperance. It's also almost like Justice and Temperance. Holy crap. This is like, your superpower is very balanced right now. A lot to do is balance. Your kryptonite is the moon. See, you don't know what to do. Which way do I go? I don't know. That's what I just hear Aqua Baby saying. I don't know. I don't know, Cindy. What should I do? Which way should I go? But then I hear some of you quite sassy. I say, I know where I'm going to do. This reading may not be for you. Your nemesis, the 4 of Voices, the 4 of Swords, broken. Oh, well, that doesn't. So, healing. Maybe it's time you're healed. Maybe. Or maybe it just feels like you keep going through shit and you have to keep healing. I don't know, but it's like a reoccurring cycle if it's your nemesis. So, that really sucks. I mean, Aquarius, that really sucks. This is a reoccurring cycle that it makes you stronger. A broken heart and healing. 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 Your next assignment is to create a strategy for yourself. Let's see what else we get here. The Ace of Inspiration. The Ace of Swords. I love how these decks are working, man. The 8 of Voices. The 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh. The 8 of Swords is at the bottom. Like trapped. The 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped. Someone had a different interpretation of this card the other day. And I thought, oh, that's genius. And of course I forget what it was. I don't know. But I feel that. Gosh, these cards. Okay, here we go. Your superpower, your potency right now is Contract and Temperance. And to bring it in with this, Indecision and Cornucopia, whatever choice you make, you are going down the road of abundance. So, look at, because your potency is contractual. So breaking contracts, making contracts, starting new major karmic cycles in life, ending major karmic cycles in life, having balance in this. You have balance in how you do this. You're balancing all. It's all good. You're good. You're good, good, good. It's good. But, you see, you got to do some stuff here. So your kryptonite, your weakness is action in the moon. I really feel like you just don't know if there's action you need to take. You're really not sure what the first step is. If there's a choice to make, do I go left or do I go right? Do I stay home today? Do I buy a burrito? Do I go to, like me, the other day. School was supposed to start for my son like a brick and mortar, face-to-face, whatever that's called, yesterday. But they had a snow day. It's just like, I can't anymore. I can't anymore. So I went online and I did some therapy shopping at Bed Bath & Beyond. I have to pick that stuff up at the curb. So maybe that's the choice to make. I don't know. But it was stuff I needed, though. It was stuff that I needed that I didn't have. So, but I just feel like you don't know with the moon. There's some kind of fears here. You really, I don't think, you can't make the wrong choice. I mean, what's sitting behind indecision is cornucopia. You just gotta shit or get off the pot, man. Whatever it's gonna be, if you're gonna shit, you're gonna stay there for a little bit, that's good. You're gonna find cornucopia. If it's time to get off the pot, it's time to go out, you're gonna find cornucopia, but you need to do something. You need to do something. Although I can see why it's hard. Because your nemesis, what keeps coming up, but it makes you stronger, is the broken heart and the Four of Swords. This is the healing and resting card. you see, when you unpack a deck, I don't know for anyone else who reads tarot or oracle cards, don't ever give up on the deck unless it terrifies you, like another deck did. It's just like, I can't, it scares me, I don't want to. So, if you have difficulty unpacking the information from a deck, if it's not talking to you, put it away, try again, put it away, try again. And then when it talks to you, there is so much coming out and it just lines up. It's amazing. I mean, look at this, how it's lining up. It's incredible for you. It's making this reading so crystal clear. I kind of feel like the message here for you is to soak in the tub until you feel happy, until you can see beyond where you are now, with even if your eyes are closed. Like you can actually visualize and see yourself beyond whatever this is. That's what I really feel. It's your nemesis. It's not something that says you have to stop doing. It's just something that keeps going around for you. Disappointment, difficulties, mental anguish, because it's kind of like the Three of Swords. But in a way, too, it's also happening in the right order. Because if the broken heart is like the Three of Swords, you're going from the Three of Swords to the Four of Swords. You're kind of, it is occurring in the right order. Your next assignment, your next path is create a strategy here. Make a plan. Make a plan, Aquarius, and stick with it. And that's your new beginning. Your new beginning is a plan. Maybe not knowing what action to take is because you're kind of thinking about it, but you're not sitting down with it and being practical with what you need to do. So you need to make a plan here. And then your inspiration will come in for you. The Ace of Inspiration. Having a practical plan will lead you down the path that you're meant to go. So that's why you can't make the wrong choice. Because nothing's happening because you need to make the choice. And you need to take the action. So that's what that is. All right, that was... I could be finished. Like, that was really clear. But let's clarify, shall we? Because I'm really nosy. See, like the Eight of Swords with what your kryptonite or weakness is action? Wow. You're really in your head a lot. I feel like that. You're kind of in your head a lot. I know it's tricky. Like, the world is not an easy place to negotiate right now. And there's a lot of options and possibilities that are not present that usually are. So we can all get, because I always really feel that, you know, something like the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, that sort of energy of feeling like you can't move, or feeling like you don't have options or places to go or things to do or engage within, or getting really up in your head with the Nine of Swords, overthinking, anxiety, is because there's a lack of action. So that's what's happening there. So let's just move these down here. Excuse me. I'm curious about your potency. It's very intriguing. It's almost like two major arcana: Justice card and Temperance. Libra and Sagittarius. I think about like balance. I mean, I think about Sagittarian energy as movement. As movement after sort of allowing the dust to settle from the past and your road into the future to be paved. But too, it's like the centaur is taming the beast within and finding the human soul deeper within. So let's see what we have here. Your potency, your superpower. Aquarius is potency and superpower here. Six of Swords, see. You have to get to the point, I really feel like whatever you've been trying to heal or balance, it's time. It's balanced. The past, the dust has settled from the past and the road to the future has started to be paved. So you're kind of ready to go here with the Two of Wands and the Six of Swords. It's time to go. It's time to go where you feel you should go, but I feel like there's indecision for you on that. But that also just comes back to making a plan. Let's look at this. Why aren't you taking any action? Why is Aquarius not taking any action? That's a lot of reasons to not take. The Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Wheel, the Star, there you are, the Four of Cups, oh my goodness, you're not taking any action. Why Aquarius is not taking action, why this is feeling like a weakness to them, to be able to move forward, to take the first step. You're feeling out in the cold. You're feeling isolated from the rest of the group. You're feeling like you're not included, or you have been feeling that. I think you've healed it, or you're on your way to kind of completing that cycle of healing. And then you have the Hanged Man and the Wheel. So in this period of time, of kind of being out in the cold, you've really been looking at things from so many different angles and getting a different perspective than what you had before. You know, because maybe when you were within the box, like if this is a shelter, a home, or work, or whatever, a community, while you were in there, you had a perspective about it. And now that you've come out of it, or you were forced out of it, or circumstances happened that you were out of it, you develop a completely different perspective looking at it, right? It could almost be like I'm feeling like a peer group. Like, just as an example, you know, if you're in high school or college, university, or any, really, that sort of thing. And you could be in a group and maybe they're kind of like cliquey and, you know, you all get and it seems great to you how we all are in alignment with our thoughts and our thinking. And then something happens. Oh, your family's moving. Your family's moving and you got to go with them. So you're moving out of that community, that school, and you go into a new community, a new school, workplace, you know, however you want to explain it. But so there's a group there that was just like the group that you were in, but you can't get into it. And it's kind of different. It's not in alignment with who you are, but now you're seeing that group from a different perspective. And you're seeing what it's like being on the outside. So that's what I feel like something has happened here where you're kind of on the outside and now you're seeing like, oh, now I know what that was. Now I see what that group really looks like because I've seen it inside and I've seen it outside. So now you have a double perspective. And this is actually changing your karmic cycle because you do have a double perspective. And it gives you a different appreciation for what you deal with. It's healed you. So there's the Star and there you are. It's actually put you into the energy that you're really meant to be in. You're meant to experience that so that you have this broader perspective. But now, so the Four of Cups and the Knight of Cups, this tells me after seeing this perspective, being healed, healing yourself through the change, perhaps even realizing that there was things that maybe you missed in the past at the other place, the other school or workplace, because you know, wasn't in the group or wasn't in what you were connected with. But you would like to move forward, but you're kind of like, I don't know. You're hesitant because you're not sure where this new movement takes you. And maybe that's because there's been such a change in your perspective. You're thinking, well, I'm not really sure how I would recognize what's for me. What's the right choice? Because over in this time period of my life, I thought I was pretty sure about it. But then when I had to do that move, or it was all changed on me, now I see it from all angles. And things that I didn't think could be for me, they might be. It's just a very broad, expansive viewpoint that's been created here. But because it's so broad and expansive from where you've been, you're just not sure what could be out there. So the moon, what is this moon? Six of Wands, Knight of Wands, the Hierophant. It's good. The unknown is a very good thing for you right now. The unknown is a very good thing for you right now. You're going to find victory. You're going to find, I want to say to your community, your group, because it does feel like there's something that's ended here with the Five of Pentacles. You are going to feel your community, you're going to feel that they're your community. Recognition, like they recognize you as, yes, this works. It's like feeling like really free movement here. Free movement too within the higher connection that may typically have felt suppressive, perhaps, but your perspective has changed or is in the process of changing. So that's your kryptonite. So there's nothing wrong with it, right? Like, it's just a process that you're going through. Your nemesis, what makes you stronger? Your broken heart and the Four of Swords of Voices. The broken heart card for Aquarius. The broken heart card for Aquarius. The broken heart card. The Five of Cups. So, well, that makes sense. Things in the past have been disappointing. Maybe you're disappointed how things worked out with the Five of Pentacles. But it's given you a broader perspective, and it's starting to give you a broader perspective. And the Four of Swords. Maybe this is kind of like, I don't want to say it's, the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands for the Four of Swords. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of possibilities. What's going to really stir my engine? Like, what's going to excite me here? Yeah, I really feel that. Like, having been through some sort of change, Aquarius, and not really knowing what's going to drive me moving forward. Because I feel different. Like, that's what this feels like to me. You really feel different. Like, your perspective has changed in such a way. It's a broader perspective. I do want to say too, it's sort of a character building perspective. And now you have to kind of discover. It's almost like learning to walk again. See what's there. What mischief. It's a little bit like, yeah, what mischief. The Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Let's call that. What mischief can you get into? Well, you can't get into it until you're healed and you're rested. But that's what's going on here. So this nemesis, it feels like maybe it's never ending. This disappointment and having to heal. This disappointment and having to heal. This mental anguish and having to heal. But it's preparing you to have choices. It's preparing you to move away from confusion and have a definitive idea about what really moves you forward. And here we go. Your next assignment. Strategy. What are you going to do here? The Ace of the strategy. The strategy. What is the strategy that Aquarius needs to develop here? You need to go have a good time. You need to take all those feelings and emotions that are deep inside of you that you've been healing. All those feelings and emotions that are deep inside of you that you've been healing. reconcile them, allow them to come forward. It's not saying you have to move forward and you have to get involved in these big romantic connections. It's just to have fun. Like just to have fun with people that you can smile and joke with too. That's the strategy. Hey, that seems like a, you know, it's not the kind of strategy that says, well, now you need to create a new resume, or now you need to plot out where you'd like to live in the next 20 years. Because that's big. I don't know, maybe the stuff that you see in front of you is that big, but right now it's just about all those deep feelings and emotions within you that are finally healed, or, you know, I think it's soon, to reconcile them. Allow them to be used in a very playful way. And then this inspires you. This is what gets you going. So you have the Ace of Wands, like the Ace of Inspiration twice. The Ace of Inspiration for Aquarius. The Ace of Inspiration for Aquarius. Lord. Yeah, you need to get on out of that. So much sword energy, Aquarius. The 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 7 of Pentacles. There's that mental anxiety, and then how you saw yourself being completely destroyed. So, well, that kind of explained that over here with the action, your kryptonite with the action and the moon. It is a mental anxiety, and who are you now? How do you make a plan moving forward? The 7 of Pentacles is kind of like about strategizing, having a plan, kind of seeing it through and adjusting it as you need to go. But I think if there's any adjustment as you need to go, it really is just, I want to just say like jovial, like having a good time. Sharing jokes. You know, one of the funny things that my son and I are doing is we're playing with Siri. Oh, now she doesn't. She woke up during the middle of another reading. I didn't even call her name, and now I call her name and she's going to sit quiet. I would just ask her for jokes. And they're kind of funny because they're pretty juvenile, they're pretty basic, but they're kind of funny. And it's just, you know, it's a very simple way to create some sort of fun here for yourself. Before I do your triple goddess, I just want to look at this. This seems really important. Does this turn into one of those really short Aquarius? Guys, it's so funny. I swear, my Aquarius readings are usually my shortest. I don't know why. And let's see. A lot of times you were sort of like the start of the week, but I'm just, like I did Sagittarius and I did Capricorn and now I'm doing you. So is it just the timing of where that always sat? Or it's just, Aquarius is like, bing, bang, boom, there we go. Okay, off to the next thing. Indecision comes first. So your indecision here. Help Aquarius make a choice. Help Aquarius make a choice. The 6 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Where you find equality, there's the choice. That's where you got to go. Where do you find equality? Where do you find yourself kind of raised up as opposed to pushed down? What ideal or direction to you feels like equality? Feels like a place of equal feelings and emotions. That's it. There you go. Make your choice. I know it sounds so like that's nice. Go and do that. Go and do that now. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like needing a compass to kind of help you guide. Like, what part of yourself do you use as the compass to navigate this decision? Because it's taking you to cornucopia. It's taking you to cornucopia. Wow, look at the order of this. Judgment into the world. 20 into 21. Oh, you really I just said that. Well, there you go. 20, 21. Wow, there's something to be said for that, right? 2020 into 2021. And there it is. There it is, playing right out for you in the right order. So, a rebirth coming out of nothing, coming from nothing, and creating a brand new cycle where, you know, possibilities are almost endless. But to make your choice, base it on what feels like equality for you. What feels like equality, what feels like mutual admiration and affection and love, appreciation. That's how to make the choice here. Queen of Wands is at the bottom. Now, we're going to go into your Witches, Oracle, and Incantation before I do the extended. Witch's Circle, Witch's Bottle, Witch... Oh, triple God. Why am I thinking witch? I don't know, maybe because I'm... Bear with me. Okay. It's like... Okay. S, T... Triple Goddess. Here we go. Triple Goddess. In many modern pagan traditions, the triple goddess symbol is generally associated with the maiden, mother, and crone phases of a woman's life. A crone. Yeah, crone. As well as the phases of the moon, waxing, full, and waning. The triple goddess symbolizes the cycles of not only womanhood, but of all life. The maiden represents enchantment, inception, the promise of new beginnings, and youthful enthusiasm signified by the waxing moon. The mother embodies fertility, sexuality, fulfillment, stability, power, and life, represented by the full moon. The crone represents wisdom, repose, death, and endings corresponding to the waning moon. The meaning of this card. Life goes in cycles, and each aspect of the goddess is seen within us every day. We are not all three things at the same time, but we do go through these phases. Symbols such as the triple goddess are gateways into a deeper reality. By meditating on her different aspects, you will be able to see past the mundane into divine and learn to know yourself more fully. So here is the incantation. Oh, I think that's interesting, to know yourself more fully, because that's what you're kind of on a journey of here. Here's the incantation. Maiden, mother, and the crone, each with wisdom of her own. Let me see the triple phase and understand what each portrays. I'll do it one more time. I always say it's more powerful, like to repeat this for yourself 3 times. Maiden, mother, and the crone, each with wisdom of her own. Let me see the triple phase and understand what each portrays. Whoa. And there you go, Aquarius. I felt like really short and sweet. I'm going to do your extended. I don't think it matters when I do your reading. Short and sweet. Thank you so much. Until next time, Aqua Baby friends, be gentle with yourself. Bye.